Hello and welcome to Vox Markets. I am John Human and I'm joined today by Aldo Boitano, Chief Executive of Cleantech Lithium, to talk through their latest news, a scoping study for the major Laguna Verde lithium projects in Chile. How are you doing, Aldo?
Oh, very good. Thanks for the time to tell the world and our investors and potential investors
Yeah,
about our announcement this morning. Thank you.
No problem at all. It's very exciting. It's a very comprehensive study. You must have been very busy over the Christmas period. So can you perhaps give us a bit of detail about it, put the study into perspective in terms of what you're up to? And we're talking about some very big numbers here that have come out of the study. Cumulative cash flows of 6.3 billion. So what's the bottom line? What does it mean for your investors?
Well, this supports the potential for Laguna Verde, one out of our three projects. It's the most developed one, to become a major supplier of battery-grade lithium to European and US markets, based on a sustainable direct lithium extraction, a DLE technology that we expand on this report. All this is based on an annual production of 20,000 tons of battery-grade lithium carbonate. We estimate an operational life of 30 years based on just the measured and indicated resource we have, and we would like to update that as we come with the drilling we're doing right now, the second drilling campaign. As you mentioned, it's $6.3 billion to be generated over the operational life of the mine, with low operating cost of 3,875 per ton of lithium carbonate. That's in line of what the brokers' notes and the being released in the market by Fox Davis and Canaccord. We have estimated capital expenditure, capex of $383.6 million, and this is based on a proven technology by Sunresin of direct lithium extraction, of already existing direct lithium extraction technology. And the economics are very attractive. It's a post-tax net present value of $1.83 billion using a discount rate of 8%. Post-tax internal revenue IR, and this is a 45.1%. And the payback period we assume to be 1 year and 8 months. And we're very conservative with the long-term lithium carbon price of just $22,500 US per ton from 2027 and on. That's the summary of a long work, a very serious work that we did with the people who we contracted and our team, and we would like to thank all of them. And this puts in perspective again the market that we're here to stay in the long term and be a supplier for green lithium for the European and US markets and elsewhere.
It's a very important metal, obviously in the electric vehicle rollout. One thing that struck me in the statement before we move on to sort of some of the assumptions behind it.
Yes, please.
You mentioned your ESG credentials and that they're critical for the EU market. Can you talk us through what they are and why they're so important to the EU market in particular?
Well, once you want to have traceable lithium, you want to have a competent independent board that we have. You want to have a strong green credentials. We're working with renewable energy, and the technology that we use doesn't it takes the brine take the lithium out of the brine, and then it re-injects 100% of the brine without the lithium back in the subsurface aquifer, so we don't deplete that. But at the same time, even though the communities are not on site, Laguna Verde sits at 4,300 meters. The same with Fransisco Basin. A scoping study that will come later as we're working on it in the next 3 months or so. We are working with those communities. We've hired person who have worked in the mining district where we are. We're working with the local authorities, with the country authorities on telling the advantages of our projects. We're working with the local university, Universidad de Atacama. We have on field right now graduated geologists. So it's not the ESG credentials just to tell the world and a lot of marketing, but we've been doing for a couple of years now on the field work with the people who we tend to work with in the long term, the communities, the supporting city of Copiapó, the supporting university, and Chile, of course, the whole country. We aim to be the greenest lithium producer of the world, and but not only that, but to really engage in all the ESG aspects.
So ESG in a real operational sense. I mean, it's definitely
Yes.
the way to go. Let's turn back to the study and some of the assumptions behind it, which obviously are part of those ESG credentials in terms of things like power, production levels, water use, transportation, and the DLE technology that I think you've alluded to. Can you perhaps talk us through those points, the risks you see around them, and actually a little bit more explanation of DLE and what it is and why it's so important to your process?
Okay, I'll start with DLE. DLE, or direct lithium extraction, it's a organic way via resin of taking the lithium out of the brine. You can see at the DLE stage we have a 90% recovery rate. Then further processing on the plant is 95. At that stage, when we use the resin, we wash it away and take the lithium out of the brine. We can re-inject 100% of the brine. We already have a small pilot unit in Copiapó working in small quantities to further prove this on top of the 1 kilo battery grade that we made and we announced the market some months ago. And as we speak, we're working towards producing 1 ton per month of battery grade lithium in a larger scale pilot plant that we're working on and have the purchase order and seem to assemble. But again, direct lithium extract, the whole process is 85% recovery with all when the lithium enrichment further the road. But it's critical, especially in a place where the water is scarce. We're talking of high altitude, 4,200 meters. There's a lot of work and studies being done, and we just don't want to not only not change at all the environment where we are. I have a very known past or present of a world-class mountaineer, and I've been in these places and I know exactly how water is important for everything, even though there's little flora or fauna where we are at 4,300 meters, but that doesn't mean we can prove the point and be very, very clean with direct lithium extraction. And that's why we moved with Sunresin, who is a proven technology, and they already have working plants with this technology, and they're building one in Argentina in a chemistry similar to us. Energy-wise, we are working on assuring the 100% renewable energy with existing grid and upcoming projects that they are. Laguna Verde is only 52 kilometers away from a substation. The requirements are in line of what the capacity is of that substation. When we go into the PFS, the pre-feasibility study that we're starting right now in Laguna Verde, we'll move into a saturated electricity line. So you will not see it, and then that will provide 100% renewable energy to the project on top of the DLE. Water use will use will need some fresh water. You can read the studies, only 66 liters per second of fresh water to be able to strip the resin out of the brine. But and because it's that low, it's because of a lot of recirculation. A lot of the infrastructure is already in place in Laguna Verde, with roads being constructed by the government. It's an international highway that goes into Argentina, paved the highway, and like I said, the electricity is really available nearby.
So I mean, you've made some enormous progress already. As you say, you got some infrastructure there too to support the rollout of the project. Looking at the statement, you're targeting first production late 2025. What are the next steps to get there? You've alluded to the pre-feasibility study, but and the level of capex required. What comes next, and what does the roadmap to production look like?
Yeah, the roadmap. The construction is 1.5 years. We are working extensively with Sunresin, like I said, to construct and have operating the 1 ton per month direct lithium extraction plant. Again, the energy, the water. I forgot to mention 74% of the water we use in the process. It's recirculated and recovered, and 66 liters per second is all the requirement. Those are the key things: energy, water, and then all the construction and permits. We've been working with the local authorities, the national authorities, on having all the permits in place by the time we aim to be producing. And it's it's a challenge timeline, but doable. In Argentina, Sunresin is building a plant. They received a purchase order. It only took them 5 months from the time they received the purchase order, and they shipped 114 containers for this 25,000 ton per year plant. And they said it will take them 9 months, and they're already doing that. We met with them, with the representatives and leaders of Sunresin in Chile when our board came a month ago. And we have all the assurances that those timelines are doable. And we have a very experienced team of people from the mining industry in Chile and also in our board. So really working hard on it to be on time and be producing lithium by 2025.
And presumably Chile, is a very supported mining jurisdiction and a place where there is, as you've suggested, lots of expertise already to help you roll it out.
Yeah, and world-class companies. So I'm talking, Chile is the headquarters for Worley Parsons in this part of the world, Bechtel Mining here, and Fluor Daniels, etc. It's very important. We're actually going to work on the PFS with the Worley Parsons, who has the world credentials on the PFS level. We're already engaging in the base engineering conversations, everything that needs to make it a successful project. We are running 2 drilling campaigns as we speak with 2 camps in Fransisco Basin and Laguna Verde with 0 accidents. Last year, we reported over 21,000 hours of operation without accidents, and now we are on track for something similar. So just a lot of work under the radar to produce this document, to produce this announcement to the market. We're very pleased with the evaluation they gave us on just one project again of the company. And I'm happy to tell the world and engage in further conversations with investors and future investors. There's a lot of talk about the financing. Any microcap company like us we've done the project, and we have plenty of cash with the latest raise. We're funded, pretty well funded right now, but we don't have any offtake agreement that we're going to start working from now on engage in those conversations. And looking at the capacity of our financial team and board to take via equity and a lot of via debt, with the amount of value given in the scoping study of the company, and also the need of cash. We're fairly sure we'll go into production without much further dilution to our shareholders, current shareholders.
No, it's good to hear. You alluded to other projects. This Laguna Verde is just one project in your portfolio. You mentioned in the statement Fransisco Basin. Can you tell us what else is going on in the group? Because it sounds like there are a lot of more than one string to your bow.
Yeah, Fransisco Basin, it's similar, just maybe 6 months behind Laguna Verde. Laguna Verde has 1.5 million resources, but not only 800,000 of them are measured and indicated. The rest are inferred. We need to do the same thing in Fransisco Basin, move the resources from measured and have some more measured and indicated. And we're currently working on the scoping study, and the numbers will be somewhat similar to the ones of Laguna Verde based on our estimation, but also the report again done by our brokers analyst, Canaccord and Fox Davis. You can read the notes, are publicly reports. Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it sounds like it's an incredible project with huge potential. Producing what is going to be an absolutely critical metal for the sort of energy transition. Thank you very much for talking to us, Aldo. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.